Yo, 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 what's going on, guys? We're back at you with the final 30 minutes of the market hour here. So um, we're going to get started here just shortly, give people a chance to get in here. I'm going to fire up the space call. Cam, if you want to kick things off.
I did. I've had my YouTube playing. Just give me a second. I will. Sorry about that, guys, for the echo feedback. Yeah, CS Trades 101 here with another, I guess they're turning into episodes now. Our test run went good. I just want to say welcome Froggy Styles channel. Welcome Wolfpack and everybody else in the 8 Fab. So yeah, I just wanted to say that yesterday, if you're not on our server, which that's up to you, but I've made some content groups, and I didn't even have a time to talk to Froggy about this. It's kind of like my little gift to him. So I spent a lot of time last night. I made a couple space rooms, which are rooms for teaching, their halls to teach in. So it's done. It's done. They're labeled. They're ready to go. And I went over and got our offshore accounts. The stuff set up, the pros and cons, so people are very crystal clear on that. The rules for the 25,000, so there's no speculation. There's actual physical. The rules are there verbatim with the numbers that are listed with the government. Okay, the federal laws. So it's crystal clear. I want to be like that, and so is Froggy. It is what it is. There's no skirting. It's the actual. That's it. Okay. I just know that you can get different stuff from different places. So yeah, I just wanted to tell you about that. We're going to be stepping it up a bit here. We got a lot of work to do over the weekend. We were just talking about that. So I know he has a lot on his plate. So do I. So I went over and beyond as a friend and got all that stuff hooked up for him. So now he just has to go to his channel and put the things in there and bango schwango. I know you guys like, there you go. Some technicals. So are you ready, bro? I'll let you take it over. I was just explaining what's going on.
So what we got here, we're already at Wednesday, and my funnel theory is starting to play in here. So we got basically our start of the week right here. Oh, of course, that thing shifted just as I was grabbing a hold of it.
I wish the candlesticks were that juicy.
So wow. There's the end of the last week right there, starting in the Monday. You got your pre-market here. Now, one thing with the funnel theory, which is one thing that I haven't really discussed much, is we start off with either a bull trap or a bear trap. Looks like we started off with a bull trap. You can see that kind of forming here, pre-market and whatever. Cycled down. Now we're going into the bear trap, and it's going to lead into Thursday, Friday, which will go into an upward direction for max pain, giving you a low IV because volume will ramp down. As you can see, the volume is ramping down from here, and it will continue to play out across for the rest of the week. So I'm expecting the funnel theory to play right on point. Now the next thing we're going to be looking for is max pain. Let me get our max pain numbers going here. So technically, max pain is going to be sitting between 25 and 27, which would be 26 plus or minus $1. I'm actually going to go and set that up over on Twitter to make sure I can post it over there. And if some people do want those numbers.
Of course they do, man. Yeah. That's good you're supplying that.
As you can see, we're already sitting at pretty much exactly that number. I could pull up the max pain, but if you are a member, I did make a video showing you how to do the max pain thing. So you should be able to know how to do it. I can pull it up later at a different time and kind of go over the max pain thing again to make sure you have it. Let's go to GME next. I'll pull up the chart for GME here in a second. Now this time frame that I'm on is actually on the 2-hour. I believe the 2-hour works into the weekly perfectly, and the rest of the time frames for the weekly are just kind of noise. So when you're looking for like a macro movement, you look in a farther out time frame. I prefer the 2-hour over the 1 or the 4. So just because it plays into options. Here we are again. We're going to pull up. Let me see. We got That's the end of last week. You got your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You got your bull trap going into a bear trap. It's going to cycle back up for a max pain. So that's a funnel theory. I'm going to leave that there so we can see where the start of the week is. But you always look for that first punch that the market delivers. Of course, this week we started off positive. Now we're pulling back down to go negative. There's your first dip going into a second dip, and then it will reverse back up going into late Thursday. So let's check and see what max pain is. Max pain is sitting between 175 and 160, which is kind of a weird ratio. So that puts you at, let me see, 167 and a half. Let's see where we're at now. Close. So let me mark that up here so you guys got it. That's going to actually have a large spread on it of $7.5 plus or minus. So I'll put that out there right now so you got it. And then we'll zoom in and start looking at what's actually going on for the day. Looks like GME, we're down 11.27. That's 6.25%. So basically what happened here is you can see the cycle is playing out on a larger time frame. You just got to figure out what time frame. So we'll go out to like the daily. You can see it kind of rode up right here. It does run right with the day chart. Mm-hmm. So it's cycling up over. It's probably on a 4-hour time frame. Yeah, pretty close. You can see here it just plays out perfect with the MACD. So you'd probably want to follow it on the 4-hour to be able to predict where it's going. So it's just cooling off right now, death cross on the 4-hour. You can see, yeah, there's a lot of red here. A lot of red. Yeah. They can do that T+2 thing where they can shut something off for 2 days and then bring it back in. So I wonder if they're going to valve it back on Friday. Let's go AMC, same exact thing. You can see on the 4-hour, it does play real nice. The 2-hour probably shows just about the same thing in a more exaggerated time frame. That's why I like the 2-hour. You can see here consolidation. It does show right here. That's a consolidation where it's not red, but it is in the red territory. It kind of just flattened off. It's like a shallow puddle. Then it runs up, comes back down. We're becoming oversold. At some point, it's going to reverse and start heading back up. So I kind of expect probably about 4 more hours of market time going down and setting up a bottom, maybe 6 hours. So we'll establish a bottom roughly close to down here at like 24, 25. We'll get that bottom set in there and start going back up for Friday, leading into Monday. So that's pretty much all I got there. Let's go check the chat, see who we got here.
Good one. Thank you, Froggy. Killer.
Yeah, we got David came right out with a question. Says, what's our volume for the day? So far today, we're sitting at 86 million volume. Pretty light, I think. Give me a second here. Let me update this week's call.
Do you use that Stocko tracker for Darkpool information, Froggy? I've never asked you that. Do you rely on that at all?
No.
Okay.
I get all my own information. Stockgrid tracker is decent, but
okay.
I get all my own stuff. I use Stockgrid for my Darkpool data.
Yeah.
So I do have a training video on that too for members. So if you guys want to go check out that.
Cool. I was just wondering.
It's basically the basic stuff. So once they get the basic videos out, I'm going to go with the more advanced for like the next tier up. And then I'm going to do like even more for the higher tier. But the goal is to get everybody using at least these indicators, these sites and stuff like that, so they can follow right along. And then if you want to get into like actual trading, like I said, that's diamond members. Like that's going to be a whole different thing because there's a lot more stuff involved. But I want everybody to have at least the sites that I use.
That's
I'll
nice.
be putting out hopefully another video tonight for members, but it'll probably be later in the day because I have to run into town after I finish up my interview with Jackson Hunter. He's going to be coming on tonight, so make sure you guys come back in about 3 hours. Jackson Hunter will be on.
What indicators did you cover on your video, Froggy? Did you mention that you covered any basics?
I basically set up for TradingView,
Okay.
and if everybody uses the free version, you get 3 indicators, and I wanted to make sure everybody got the Evans indicator,
Okay, cool.
the MACD, the volume comes free, so it's like the 4th hidden indicator, and then the RSI.
Right on,
And
man.
I got to find somebody that knows how to make their own indicators for TradingView. I got 2 special ones that I want to work on. They're specific for the squeeze. They should be pretty easy just because like I know what I'm looking for and they're very simple number wise. I just don't know how to do indicators like custom ones. So
I know who could make that for you. Christopher, my IT department, can definitely do that for you.
yeah, let him know because the one it's just an invert of another comparison chart.
Okay.
And that's pretty much all it is, but I'm going to use it as an indicator.
Yep.
And I want to plug like 2 or 3 indicators together at once, if possible, and make like a Froggy Styles. Like,
oh, that's dope. I knew you had something there. Yeah, message Christopher is on the server. You just message him while you're on it, or I can get mods. One of the mods. Do you want to message Christopher and tell him contact Froggy, please? Thanks. Go ahead, buddy.
And then the second one is going to be some sort of crisscross indicator that indicates when you should be. I don't want to say should be selling, but it's a selling point. So whenever you start seeing the run up going inverted, it will actually show you just a little bit before you hit the top. So when FOMO is kicking up and they're running the price up, you'll start seeing the numbers in the background start inverting, which means it's indicating it's going to drop. Usually the money indicator does that too, but this is another comparison that goes with the money indicator to confirm that you're not like just seeing one indicator and wondering if that's it. So it's a confirmation indicator.
That's cool, buddy.
Yep. I was thinking about it. I was like, I kind of need both of them because like I can use the money indicator to go up and get an idea of what's going up, but I need to find something that will tell me when the top is in.
Top. Yeah.
That's so, and I know exactly what I'm looking for and nobody's been talking about it yet. So,
hey dude, make history here, bud. That's awesome.
That's another thing I think that a lot of people should probably do is ask people that they're following how many squeezes they've been in and how much they understand squeezes. Because some of those people that are not doing technical analysis will not be able to help you on this squeeze. You're going to need technical analysis. So there's a lot of people out there coming up with these crazy indicators like, the 320, the 921. That ain't going to help you.
Yeah, I know exactly.
That thing's going to be spiking all over, and that little 921 is going to be doing the same thing. You'll be clueless on when to get out.
I'm glad you brought this up.
Huh?
I'm glad you brought this up, buddy, because I was just explaining that about indicators. Sometimes they'll read positive and change it into negative, and if you don't know it does that, it can mess you up big time. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Good.
Yeah, but I've been thinking about it for a minute. I think the indicators that I got, I'll probably make it for members only. So I want to try to figure out how I can share it to members so they got these special indicators.
You can check it off on YouTube, just members only on your videos, and just, yeah, I can help you with that. I know how to do it.
Because it will give you an idea when you're going to cross over, you're about to take a dip. And as soon as you see that cross, I mean, it's almost like the MACD, but it's another form of confirmation because the MACD is based upon movement. This one's based upon pre-movement. So it will cross before the MACD death crosses or gold crosses. So like I said, the money indicator does the same thing, except for we don't have a crossing point. You just see it move.
Hey, if you can give a guy a couple seconds lead, man, that's huge. That's huge. There he is. There he is.
What's going on, man? did you get your stuff figured out coming in?
I think I did.
Okay.
I'm not even on the screen. I just figured you guys were talking to me. I'm actually was in the middle of sending you a message. I was listening to
Okay.
you guys. I was going to say that, no, you guys are right. I mean, I don't think really any indicator is going to help totally in the squeeze because it's going to move so much. You know what I mean? It's going to give you false signals all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, I'll message you my idea of what I'm working on. It's a special indicator, but it's
Yeah.
Let's test it out privately between us. We will just do it behind the scenes and test it out. And
Chick-fil-A, baby.
yeah, Froggy, that'd be cool. Like just like test it out on the open market and like put it through a test run first.
wouldn't that actually help a lot for telling the change of the direction like immediately?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, volume is huge.
Oh
Volume
yeah.
is my number one indicator. I have
Same
to
here.
agree. If you can do something with volume, right? Because it's going to fall off. You know, it's
Well,
going
right,
to run
but
up, spike, and fall off. It's going to be all over the place.
there's got to be a way to show the buy and sells and how they invert. So if we could figure out how to get that information pinned up on there.
I don't know. AJ kept me up late last night, man. We were doing some talking. He's got some stuff. He's a smart kid.
Isn't
I'll tell
he?
you that much.
Oh, yeah. You are too, man. We got a good group. Thanks, Froggy, once again. I don't think you realize what you did. I think you know a little bit, but we know it happened. We see it. Things are going to be very good for us in the future. You put a killer team together.
Yeah, no, I appreciate both you guys, to be honest. You know what I mean? And I didn't get to thank you yesterday when you said something about checking out my stuff. CS, I seen that. Everybody was talking and I didn't get to respond to it. So I want to respond now because I can.
Okay.
And I thank you.
No, I'm gonna change the thumbnail and get you put on there because since you've been coming on, I'm gonna put you and AJ on there, and then I'm gonna change it to the technical analysis table.
Yeah, that's dope.
Or the what was they gonna call it? Yeah, technical analysis table.
The four levels of success.
What's funny is we all kind of do our own different thing, but technical analysis, there's many ways you can do it. You know what I mean? But it's all basically the same concept.
Yeah.
You know, you get there in the end, you come up with basically almost the same stuff for the most part. You know.
Yeah. If you know how to
technical analysis panel, how's that?
Sounds good to me.
I like it.
Hey, is Miss Harrison here?
Yep.
I'm wondering if the information I gave her helped her out.
Yeah, I pulled out. I took out. Because I don't want to give the hedges no more money. So I'm like, better get out. And it was good because that's the one Bobby gave me. But I just said, I don't want the hedges to get $1 from me no more. So I pulled out.
What was that? LUS? I seen something on LUS. I think you guys were talking about it.
I try not to mess with those penny stocks.
Wasn't able to get to you in time enough. But I know AJ had it. And usually AJ, and I'm not putting you on blast, AJ. Don't think that. But AJ normally gets the thumbs up from you on just about, AJ smart. Don't get me wrong.
Well,
he always gets the thumbs up from you.
You got to look at the timestamp too, because when he called that out, time is important. If you're not within like 10, 15 minutes of a call out, don't touch it.
Yeah, I don't do call outs on my channel.
It was a long term, but Mr. Mediocre, he checked it out for me. How you doing, Mr. Cam? I don't want to disrespect you. I know you're in the chat, Mr. Cam, and whoever else is a partner. How you guys doing, Mediocre and Mr. Cam, and I don't know who else is in there. But how you guys start today?
Thanks, Ma. Thank you, Ma.
I'm doing great, honestly. I just helping people out today. I wasn't doing much trading, and I was out on the road. I had my two sons working, just kind of, chatting up with people and checking on stuff. You know what I mean? I didn't really trade today.
Sure. I have a question they asked me to ask you. Hold on here. Let me read what they said. They sent it to my DM. Just sent it to there. He says, "Will you ask Froggy? Can you check MULN when he gets a chance? Thank you." That's what he said.
Mullen Automotive.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in on this, more than I ever thought.
Well,
I made some money on it. I'm not gonna lie. A few weeks ago.
Okay, so there's a support line. It was a resistance line, but it becomes a support line. It popped up, jumped over, came down, sat off of it. Even though that you're sitting at the top of your band here, it looks like it's trying to pop back up. You did have a sell indicator, that's why it pulled back. What I'm thinking is going to happen is it's going to try for a double top here. And we'll see if it actually gets it. Yeah, so you're going to get that double top. It looks like it's going to punch through it. So I'm going to take that off there. So you're going to be looking to see if you can test that 321 line. And now
What indicators are you using, Froggy? Just so people know, you might as well start. What's
I
blue
just
and
grab random ones and look at them.
okay.
Now, MACD,
Yeah.
my money indicator, and the RSI, and then I use that Evans one.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Yeah, that just helps people, right? A little bit.
So you can see where it spiked up 29% today. The money indicator pretty much showed it to the T.
That's decent.
I mean, you see it. You can't. That's why you always got to follow the money. A lot of people don't do that for some reason. Like I see people following options and stuff like that, and like the money that flows in those. Just look at the money indicator; it shows it all. It is the key. I mean, doesn't that move almost exactly perfect to the stock movement?
Yeah, it does. Pretty close. Yeah, yeah, it's ever close.
And look, it popped up just before, like, you would have seen it moving up before it would have started ripping. You can see here it's starting to cool off as it spiked. Now, one thing that it doesn't really tell you is whether when you do a run up like that, whether you're over or under, like overbought and oversold, you can't really tell because you don't have a previous point to compare it to, like way back here. So, I mean, you can see here it lines up with this back here. So it's tough to kind of tell if that's where it should be price-wise, because it's based upon how much money is actually in the stock.
It's weird how we use different indicators. I think all of us use different indicators, which is, I know I do on some of this stuff, and it all works for us in different ways. Yeah, the finished product, I can't wait till we start hammering some stuff out. Like, wow.
Yeah, I mean it's true. I use different indicators. I mostly use moving averages, different ones, you know. But I like the MACD a lot. The MACD gives you a ton of information. So I think a lot of traders use MACD and RSI. I use both of those.
Once you get good enough, you don't really need the indicators. All they do is confirm your thought.
It's a guideline.
Like,
yeah, I know.
That's pretty much what it is. I mean, the MACD, that is definitely important, but you can see that based upon this midline here.
Yeah, if you look at that right there, that looks like you're coming into a cup and handle right there.
It's a good looking W bottom because you can see it come down and roll off the bottom. But even though it rolled and it only left 1 point, a lot of people will take that.
What is that, Mullen?
Different time frame.
Yeah, that looked like a massive cup and handle on that.
Yeah, you see a little W down in here, then it pops up. Technically, that's a W, but this higher low just basically set the trend for it to start popping up. That's what you're seeing.
What was that last?
5? Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
Your partners is in here. The one, the head, Viper, and Jordan. All 4 were in here at the same time. How you guys doing today? Appreciate you, the one and the heads. Appreciate you guys.
Yep, we got the one and the hedge in here from Ape Radio. So if you guys want to check them out at 7:30, they're always on doing their thing. Good stuff over there. So check them out.
What time frame? That's the daily. It looks like a massive cup and handle on Mullen on the daily. You don't see that?
What, this big one back here?
Yeah.
Even with this goofiness in there, yeah, it does look like a massive.
Depends if you pull it out though. Yeah, I tighter together it does. Yeah.
I haven't looked at that chart. This is I haven't pulled it up in a week, so I really wow.
Oh wow, that's a lot of trend lines there, buddy.
Oh, I just draw them and leave them. Once they're on there for a while.
That's
I do that too. Once they come irrelevant, I remove them.
You ever use the MA?
close to
Do you-
the 200 moving average.
Do you use the MA and EMA at all? Lines, crossovers? Do you guys ever use those?
That's what I do. Yeah.
That's how I trade. Yeah. So that's cool how we use different indicators.
I just found an
I-
indicator last night.
Which one?
Based off of what AJ uses, stock to dips. He uses an indicator on TradingView that I actually like, but
Yeah.
they didn't have it for Thinkorswim, so I went and searched it. But they have something very similar. But all it really does, it just confirms long-term trend for me, because I play 13 and 48 crossover moves. So with the 1348 crossover move, like, you could get tricked out of a trade that's going to continue on up, because it doesn't necessarily give you a long-term trend.
Yeah.
So this indicator that he uses, it'll show you long-term trend, but I just use it. I turn it on and off because I hate too much stuff on my screen.
Hey, you want to see something weird? Watch this.
Holy crow, buddy. It's like a jigsaw puzzle.
Watch this. I'm going to make a bar pattern.
Oh, yeah.
Go out to the daily.
Wow. Yeah, I don't
it's always
I don't
messed
like
up
that.
when you do it like that.
Yeah, that's confusing. Unless you draw the map or the stuff yourself. Wow. What size monitor do you have, Frog?
32.
Yeah, same as me.
See what I did there?
Templates. Okay.
I think you flipped it over, didn't you?
You have to.
No, I'm just trying to stretch it in right now.
Trying to make it fit. It's gonna fit. Right on.
Probably made it too big.
Do you guys ever use bowler bands at all?
I see people use them. I thought that's what he was using in the beginning, but
That's what I thought with the lines that went like this around. That's why I questioned it.
It looks like it, but it's supposed to be a view up that kind of goes with it a different way instead of having like a breaking bar line kind of thing that they have.
Yeah. You can mess yourself up really bad on those bowler bands if you don't know what you're doing.
I personally try to look for candlestick patterns, so I don't want too much crap on my screen, to be honest.
I pull a lot of stuff off. Like I use it and then pull it off in a lot of ways, right?
That's what I do too.
Yeah.
Pretty much a dud of a finish of the day. We just finished down, not much good there. It's down 7.5% GME.
Yeah, there's a bleed in the market for sure. Across.
Down 12.8% today on AMC. AMC.
Yeah, SPY's looking. SPY's turning bearish. It's got a lot of bearish characteristics to it right now.
Yeah.
Something weird's going on.
I explain that's normal on my channel, that it goes in cycles and trends. That there was a lot of money dumped over the last couple of weeks. That's obvious. And you're going to have a return back. It just does it. I'm very, very strong on believing that we're in a slowly collapse in the market right now. And it can have its good days and bad days, right? But the overall is a slide. To just be aware of that.
Yeah,
that's
as
just
long
my
as you're aware
opinion.
of what's going on and you're not panicking, you're better off. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's a major issue.
No, as long as you're aware of it in your back of your mind. Yeah.
Let's get into these questions here. We're going to hit the chat up.
Sure.
Savvy says, can you explain what you just did for that money indicator and why you did that? He wants to know why and what did you do?
Why I did what with the money indicator?
When you just showed that last play, you can see right here, the guy, your partner, you can see right here. So it was almost like a W. So he was asking, Savvy was asking, what did you do and why did you do that? He said, educate him, please.
With the money indicator?
Whatever you did on that last play when you were showing the partners, he liked what you just did, but stay to the tail end of it, it seems like. That's why he asked you guys, please redo it again, and why did you do that? Educate me, please. That's what he said.
Why I'm using the money indicator, or Like, maybe I'm missing the question here. Do you guys understand what I'm supposed to be looking at here?
Okay. I'll repeat what he just said. He goes, no, educate me on what you did and why you did what you did. Educate me, please.
I understand it. He wants you to show him why you did what you did when you had that pulled out like that. What were you doing? They just want you to walk them through it.
Yeah.
I was trying to take a current pattern and overlap it to the previous pattern. And what I was trying to do there was to see how the pattern lined up, because it looked kind of similar to the June all the way across, but it was a teeny bit off. So, I mean, so that's why I kind of scrapped the idea. But it did look like at first, like it was like it had the 3 tops on it, and then it had the 3 tapered down where it goes into the accumulation phase of Wyckoff. And then it kind of curled back up with the W bottom. Well, the start of the W bottom. And it didn't quite line up in certain places, but volume does create time. That's the only problem with that. Like if the pattern is going to be the same pattern, but if the volume's high and low and high and low, it's going to stretch and like squeeze your pattern throughout the entire chain. Like they're still going to run the same pattern. It's just based upon volume. That's what provides the distance of the pattern. Let me pull up a couple more questions here. Yeah, Big B says, Froggy and Cam, what's up? Love the red buying days loading up. Hopefully these red days come to an end, just because like we are in a weekly gold cross. So you got to keep that in mind. These dips they're probably not going to be a common thing too much more as we're heading up. We still are sitting on that gold cross on the weekly. Our volume has already surpassed last week. So technically we have momentum going forward. So when you do see dips, they're going to be special. It'll be like the last time we see this number kind of stuff. And that's not guaranteed, but that's like the saying that we were using last time it ran up. So if this weekly continues to stay crossed, I mean, we should be popping up either next week it should be up, but at least the overall, the weekly will be up, or in theory. Yeah, smash that. Yeah, Will Smith, that like button if you get a chance.
That's hilarious, brother.
I'm going to make a video on the Will Smith thing just because like I found some details in there that a lot of people weren't looking at. So I think it's kind of interesting. Wait till you see the data that I pull up on that one.
I wrote in Cameron's chat from the CES one-on-one trade. Can you please go to our chat, because I support you guys in the morning, and like our stream. And you can jump back over to your stream, but just come over to our stream and like it, please. Thank you so much.
It's always done by me. That's just, I always do that with every creator that I always hit. But Wolves, you heard Ma. Come over and show some love, Wolfpack style.
Come over, smack them paws on that like button.
Yeah, you don't know what you did, Ma. And go over to anybody that comes on Wolves. Just you guys know the.
I kind of feel bad. Yesterday I sounded quite a bit bearish, and I don't want to give that impression that I'm actually a bear, because I'm 100% an ape, a bull. I want to go long, you know what I mean? But I see this question from Karen. So what manner of fuckery is happening today? I don't know. I mean, I think we're going to have pullbacks. I think the S&P 500 climbed up too fast, in my opinion. This is just an opinion. So I've been saying for, I don't know, a week now that I think it's too high and needs a pullback, and that's going to affect other stocks. But I don't think that they're really trying. They haven't tried yet to really short us back that I know of. I mean, they're holding us down, but they're not ladder attacking us like we've had in the past. I'll just say that. I don't see
There's a
that
new
today.
one. Bite the like button. For some reason, emoji didn't pop up. I don't know why. There's a thumbs up sign that's supposed to be in there. But yeah, bite that like button. I'll take that too.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I try to be.
Froggy, may I ask what your real name is? It's actually Jeremy. Like, where the Froggy style thing came from is that song, Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog. And I guess when I was younger, they looked at me as being the only Jeremy in the room, and they're like, yep, that's yours. So it evolved into Froggy style from there, or Froggy, whatever. So
I just wanted to say with mediocre, go show him some love too, Wolves. I don't want him to feel left out, which I know he doesn't. But it is what it is. We're as a team here. So if it is, it's just, I don't even need to say that, but just he just didn't put his link up till the other day. I'm going to put that so it's up on the server. So it is. And thank you for you have been invited, and you're all set up on the server if you want to join whenever.
Perfect. Yeah, I do. I kind of want to get over there, to be
I know
honest.
you're busy.
Yeah. If you can send me in a private message, it'd be a lot easier for me, Cam.
So he came back in today. So he's underneath you. He wants to. I'm gonna let him speak because we do interact on Twitter. I consider him as one of your partners. So he's in the tweet. He's in the chat because he answered my tweet when you came on live, and he knows that you're live and he wanted to come in. So Spence, you can have the mic.
Yep,
and
Spence.
come on up.
Floor yours.
Hey,
man.
what's up, guys?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Just got done buying my predicted dip, and I'm watching it climbing after hours, baby.
Nice. What'd you get?
I threw my kill box on the HYMC dip buy up today before noon. So I bought a little bit when it bounced $2.40, but I threw the last of my cash at it, my available cash today at it at like $2.33. So I'm really excited to see what happens after hours, pre-market, and then for earnings tomorrow. Pretty excited.
Yeah, you got a buy indicator that popped up right at 2:15, and it usually acts like shortly after that. So that probably was a bottom.
I'm guessing so. And considering the options chain for 414, I don't know. It all looks really good, man. I'm pretty excited to see what high crop does in the next 3 quarters.
Yeah. Did they ever get their refining mill back up and working where all the stages are working the way they're supposed to be?
So they're pad leach processing. They weren't getting as much silver out of it as they wanted to. They were still doing okay. They were fine-tuning that, but they're working on their POX processing because it's more economically friendly to their pocketbook, and it produces better results. I'm hoping to hear tomorrow that they announce we're moving to a high-grade deposit. We're going to restart run-of-mill operations for the high-grade areas, and that they're going to try to move most of their new pay dirt to the POX high pressurization processing.
Sweet. Yeah. Because this thing could snap right back. It's way oversold for what it is. Some people are trying to say that it's not worth it, but it doesn't make any sense because once it fires back up and goes back into full production, it's worth every bit of like 5 or 10. So it doesn't make any sense how somebody doesn't see this as a value.
You got Putin wanting to put Russia back on gold standard, right? Matching with the ruble. Biden is getting ready to sign a emergency production powers executive order for battery metals. So silver is lined right in with that. And if the rumors about the lithium that I've seen on Twitter are true, which Nevada has very popular lithium mines in the U.S., that would be insane. Not to mention that if you go to the monthly chart on HYMC, it's extremely undervalued or oversold.
Yeah.
And the MACD is getting ready to flip. So I'm very, personally, not financial advice, I am very bullish on HYMC. So
Yeah, as you can see here on the chart for the people in the chat, you can see it's been driven down pretty bad. And now with it coming back up off of a bottom, it's bouncing back up. You can see the money starting to flow back into it too. And with everything coming back online, because weren't they down for like 3 quarters or something like that with their mining process?
They closed down their mining, their run-of-mill, their ROM mining in November. And I believe it was to save cash because I think they burned what I calculated earnings to earnings over 2021 was about $9 million in cash per quarter. So the last quarter, when they knew they were having a liquidity crunch, they said, let's stop mining. We'll keep refining so we can sell. I put up some estimates on a tweet that I'll repin here in a minute to my profile on what I think they're going to produce in Q4. Now that they have $198 million in cash, which is over $1.55 per share currently, they can restart mining on these new high-grade deposits with prices exceeding what they were in Q1 and Q2. So when you look at the setup and you look at everything about to happen, not only do they have the cash on hand to pay off all of their debt,
Yep.
they can pay off every penny of debt right now. They also have operating cash and 2 big financial backers, plus the option to sell another round of 186 million shares if they choose to, which I don't think they will right now. So,
Yeah, it looked like a good play because Adam Aaron doubled his money off that one already.
cash is king. I mean, they just had an injection of $198 million, more than their debt. So technically they're positive on their books right now. If they come anywhere near close to the -6 cent consensus for EPS tomorrow, anywhere close, it's pretty good for the company. So
Yeah,
I'm guessing the announcements are going to be the catalyst for tomorrow, though.
yeah, it's interesting that you were talking about the Russia thing because not a lot of people were talking about Russia converting their ruble to gold back. So that's going to be like interesting because I made a comment like coincidentally the day before talking about if we go back to a gold standard and they offer us $1 worth of gold, that's trickery. And what Russia is doing is they're going to give you a specific amount of gold. So like when the gold price of gold goes up, so does your dollar. Instead of that, backed by $1 worth of gold, because when the gold goes up from 2,000 to 3,000, you don't gain any value. The people printing the money do, so they can put off like another $1,000 backed by gold. So
Well, what's interesting is really tactical timing for Putin to do this, because as the number 3 gold producer in the world,
yeah,
and one of the top 5 oil producers in the world, especially not just oil, but gases, natural gases and whatnot. Now they not only have their ruble backed by gold, but they have some of the largest deposits of natural resources in the world. So when OPEC and all these countries come out that America has pissed off over the past 20 years and refused to sell us oil, like now Biden's wanting to go try to talk to Venezuelan government about it, which I think is even worse. We're really in a pickle. So the only option for America now to compete in this type of market is to mine more precious metals.
yeah.
Gold is probably going to go well over $2,000 an ounce, I think. So
I think it's going to skyrocket. I think the price that you see now is going to be dirt cheap when they start backing money or backing dollars with gold, because it's going to take that supply rate off the table. And hopefully they back stuff with silver too. That'd be kind of nice. But
that's the fastest way to beat down any national debt. If we want to cancel the national debt, then we get the spending under control in Congress, but we start mining a crap ton of gold and silver, because the prices of that is going to go up exponentially in the next 20 years due to electronic demand. And that would be the way to curb this nasty inflation and ever expanding debt crisis. So I'm really, really happy we're in the high crop right now.
yeah, Cam's got a question for you.
Yeah, you've seen You seem pretty educated there, my friend. Congratulations on that. I have a question for you. I'm having issues trying to find it. Maybe you know where to find it. I'm a prospector by trade. That's my expertise is gold extraction and silver and platinum. I'm trying to find out what about that, what the purities and impurities are in that gold that they're extracting, because that makes a huge difference. And you nailed that on electronics. That's why I wanted to know. That's the basics of the question. That I can basically find some stuff out and do a good video on that if we find that information, because that could be what they've seen in the long run. It all matters what's in there. What kind of impurities is mixed with that gold is a huge. The way of extraction, because you can actually downgrade the gold, depends on how you do it. Yeah, and that's a huge plus. The costs of extraction of impurities yeah, exactly. Do you know anything about that, bro?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't have any data on the purity of the gold after they've actually refined it, but I do know that they're talking about quartz vein deposits, which usually does lead to some pretty high quality precious metals finds, especially in their region with the hot springs. I'll dig around more for I know their grams per ton of dirt that they pull in or they expect to pull, but I'll dig around more for the purity levels of what they think they're pulling as far as gold and silver. I haven't actually, I actually have a high crop project report, technical report pulled up I meant to read this evening. It's funny you mentioned that. If I find that, I will DM it to Froggy Styles and then he can kick it to you.
I'm into finding out what it is before they do the extraction. That's what I'm after, is that main formula. Thank you. I appreciate it. That might be hard to find because some of it's kind of hush on that stuff. But thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, if they announced it even this week after that offering, the SEC probably would have been talking to them before an earnings call. So
yeah. Okay. Thanks, my friend.
Yep. Now, just to let you know, that's actually Spence. So we're going to be trying to bring him on here one of these days. Spence, if you ever want to come on for an interview, let me know. I'd like to get you on here so we can just introduce you to everybody and stuff like that and just chit chat about whatever.
Yeah. What kind of setup do you use? Is it like a Zoom call or?
I got Restream.
Restream? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. DM me, man. Maybe next week sometime or anytime next month. April would be a good month for me. So.
Yeah, I like TA guys. Anybody that does TA, let's bring them in because TA makes the money.
I do mine super basic. I don't get into all the. I dig everybody that does the Fibonacci channels and Wyckoff and all that. But I've been extremely successful in the past month with just very basic TA and checking what I call first resistance, second bottom.
Yeah.
When you see a ceiling resistance break and then it comes back down and retouches as a bottom, I usually drop what I call a kill box, and I give myself a 10% range zone to buy different lots on the way down. So I buy a little bit once it touches, and if it goes more, I buy a little bit more, and it's been extremely successful for me so far.
Kind of like what's happening right now where it popped up over the wedge and then it came back into the wedge but a buy signal just popped up on it. So if that buy signal is honored, it's going to pop back up over the wedge line. And then because that's usually what it does when it breaks out, it comes back and sits on the wedge and then it bounces up higher. So I'm not sure if we're going to come down to 2363 or if we're going to pop back up to 2672. But with a buy signal on a 30-minute, I know short term we're going to pop back up.
You notice the consistent massive price spikes right before 4 a.m. Or during 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've got this theory. There's a lot of brokers that don't start letting you trade it until 7 for pre-market. They're doing it to control the flow so that they can keep retail from taking higher profits. And then, like when it hit 340, a lot of retail can't take profits that early in the morning. So
makes sense. I know they manipulate pre-market and after hours.
Sure.
Like,
Yep.
No, you think?
Yeah.
all the time.
The other-
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I thought it was funny.
no, it's all good.
It's it's just strange that it's so blatantly obvious on HYMC though. I've never seen pre-market and after hours this obvious with 4 a.m. price spikes over 30% that you can't touch. So I'm really interested to see this retest at 340 in normal market hours.
Yeah,
Hey Froggy, I got a question for you or Spencer.
yeah.
Do you guys know if HYMC has lithium in the ground? And the reason why I'm asking because that could be huge for the EV automakers for doing contracts with them and so on and so forth.
I haven't heard anything, so I'm not sure. I know gold and silver, and that's it. But
Yeah.
um,
Depends on how pure it is too.
So
Good question.
Hycroft Mine is in Humboldt County and Pershing counties in Nevada. They're actually pretty popular areas for mining lithium. So I assume there probably is lithium in the ground, but if they haven't identified and came out and reported a significant deposit, and obviously if they haven't reported that they have interest in mining it, I wouldn't say it's a definite thing, obviously. There are rumors floating around Twitter about it. If they do come out during earnings tomorrow and announce that they've decided to process lithium as well, because I know the POX process actually pulls uranium, gold, silver, and uranium. If they decide to do that, man, this thing, I will be extremely happy if they announce that. I'll just say that.
Depends on the quality of it too, right? Is it huge too? Good question.
Correct.
That's good. That's good, man. Yeah, the process of separation is huge contributing factor.
I know
Jason?
nothing about any of that. And I'm just going to sit here and listen and learn.
yeah, I'm learning. I don't know much about the whole mining process. I just know that when they fix their refining miner setup, they gain like 50% more material or profit or whatever from it.
Tons.
So
Yeah, tons.
when they fixed it, so
Yeah.
that's definitely better to be more efficient.
Yeah, quarter over quarter, they were producing more in 2021. They were getting better and better, especially with silver. Silver was the thing they were having the biggest problem with. But that POX process is what a lot of the high grade, high output mines in Russia use as well. So
Okay.
Yeah, I like the little mine. Like when you look at it though, it was almost set up just like AMC. When Adam Aaron came in and bought it, it was like beat down, oversold. Like he came in at the perfect timing to save it. And I mean, there's too many things that kind of look like AMC from back whenever he kind of turned things around. The price was real low. I mean, high short interest. Came with a nice pile of cash instead of diluting the shares down massively and brought it back up. Company's back online, full swing. So I'd expect to see some sort of positive earnings come from it. If not this quarter, next.
they unloaded a lot of gold and silver in Q3. They produced more in Q1 than they sold, and then they unloaded a lot in Q3 because it was much higher. It was like really high prices for precious metals, gold and silver. So I'm not sure how much they've sold in Q4. I'm hoping maybe they take whatever they finished processing plus what they had left over in Q1 just to blow the quarter out. So it could go anywhere. We'll see. I know Adam Aaron seems pretty optimistic, and Diane Garrett, who's the CEO of Hycroft, coming out publicly on Twitter with a little video, that made me feel more confident as well. She seemed very calm and collected and happy to be there. So I would say the moods of the CEOs is also something people should start looking at very closely these days, because they're telling you stuff without telling you stuff. So
yeah, well, one thing I did notice that right after he bought that mining company, like he started getting more confident, more bullish, like more provoking in his text or his tweets. And I was like, yeah, that's what we kind of wanted to see the whole time.
Yeah, we like that. I like that a lot, to be honest. I think he's doing a good job now. He's really putting the screws to some people.
So when he starts breakdancing, we know something's happening, eh?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked up on that too.
Vince, I do appreciate you coming. I do appreciate you coming in and talking because we like you at all times. You're always welcome. To me, you're family because Froggy considers you as family as well. And I
Aw.
definitely appreciate you taking my my offer today. I appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just leave everybody with this. If you hear the word bonanza in the earnings call, it's good. So if you hear that, you'll see me buying more.
Nice.
It stands for bananas, everybody, for the apes.
Hey, we'll take more bananas.
That's what I'm trying to say.
All right, man. Y'all have a really good day. Thanks for having me up.
Yeah, thanks for coming, man.
Thank
Have a
you.
good one. From above says, I only use the one moon indicator. I wish I had that. That sounds like something we definitely need.
Somebody wanted you to look at the SPY for them a while back. That comment was
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Let me pull that up here.
I don't know who it was.
There was a question about 70 or 477, I think it was, or 457.
Yeah.
Right now you can see the sell indicators popping up, but it's on a 5-minute time frame.
I think it looks worse on later ones, but that's just me.
Well, in the short term, it's looking pretty decent. It's oversold. And then we're going to zoom out to the 2-hour to confirm. It's starting to oversell here. We haven't seen the bottom yet, so it probably needs another day before it has a chance to bounce back up to that 462 or try for it. So give it one more day to keep dipping and trying to cool off. So it's probably going to come down. I'm just going to guess on this one. It's probably going to come down to that spike right there. See if I can get this drawn out enough to where you can see it.
What's the price on that?
At the bottom,
Yeah.
456 and that almost a half. Actually, that's after hours. Yeah, it needs more time. It's got to build that C triangle. It only got the first 2 triangles popped in there. So need more time. Technically, that could be working over here and making it look like this because you don't use any of this time frame in here. This kind of elongates things and messes it up. Don't count the start of the day because that's where all that goofy stuff happens. And that would extend this thing out exactly like I'm seeing right here. It actually plays out perfect when you do it that way. Fits that right in there, gives it enough time for that bounce, sets up your triangles, and it changes this. So just guesstimating, your C triangle will probably be, depending on where it opens, it'll probably be right about here. So I'll just guess it. Wait till it pops up and we'll move it in place.
You got to break out of that downtrend right there.
Yeah, it's just a wedge. Once it comes down and reestablishes this bottom, turns it into a W, then we can get that break and pop up to that C triangle. But it's going to open up in the morning at some point right about here. And then it's going to probably either come all the way back down, touch again, bounce back up, and either break there and that would be considered a C triangle, but we'll have to wait to see how it plays out. But it looks like it's going to gold cross sometime tomorrow. Probably later in the day. Nope. Could play out till it could play out till Friday. Yeah, we could have another down day on SPY where it stays down about 457. That'd be interesting. Now, let me pull a couple questions up here. Looking forward to learning from you guys. Yeah, I just started doing my training videos. Like I said, I'm starting with the basic stuff first because I think that since there's obviously more like first tier members, I did change all your names over in the on the members. I got rid of the gold. There's a gold plus. I moved gold plus to just regular gold, and since platinum's worth less than gold, I put platinum as the first tier, gold as the second, diamond as the third. There's obviously more people in the platinum tier, so all the videos are going to be directed for basic training, so you can get your basic charting and stuff, so you can follow along. The gold tier, I'll do obviously a more of advanced, and then for the diamond tier, that's where we're going to get into the actual trading and more of an understanding of the pattern, so we can actually make calls and moves and predictions and stuff. And then, like I said, there'll be one more tier, but that'll be for options. I ain't even ready for options because it's a lot of extra stuff, but I definitely want to get the information in there.
Leon Jack, I don't believe that one bit.
Nope.
Just saying. I think that's misinformation. Whoever told you that.
Stephanie says, hey, everyone, do we have access to Froggy's course? All members have access to the start of the videos. So until the videos get more complicated to where we're using multiple different sites and stuff to hop around and pair things together, like right now, I just want to make sure that everybody has the basics. Like I want to start showing patterns, lines, how to use TradingView. Right now, I just put it out there so you can go and get the site, get an idea of what I do with it. TradingView, there's a lot of other videos that's going to come out with it. Right now, I just basically showed you how to go ahead and get it set up and signed up and get your indicators so you can get started. So you can at least visually look at it. Next thing we're going to do is start drawing lines and patterns and start calling them out. Like some patterns have like 4 different names. Like a double bottom, I've heard it called so many different things, like a W, a double bottom, a box top. Like there's so many different things you can call it, but you can call it a support line. So many different things you can call it, but they all mean the same thing.
Let me respond to Leon Jack one more time. I'm just going to say this one time. You can believe me. You don't have to believe me. I personally don't care, but I don't know who gave you that information or who said that on YouTube, nor do I really care. I just letting you know my opinion that no, the squeeze did not happen yesterday.
No, definitely not. Yeah.
Nobody covered.
What was his question?
Exactly.
Go ahead and read that off because I'm kind of curious now.
Leon Jack's got a couple messages. I can't really see it, but he's talking about somebody on YouTube said that the squeeze happened yesterday, and that's absolutely false information.
Yeah, delete that person that told you it happened yesterday because that's incorrect information. Yesterday was just a run up on options or a gamma, like a gamma ramp. I wouldn't even call it a gamma squeeze because it gets bigger and bigger. And after so many consecutive times, then I would say it's a gamma squeeze. But the gamma squeeze leads into an actual short squeeze. And
Yes.
you have to have that gamma ramp to where it's like an out of control squeezing week after week after week. And that enters you into that short squeeze where it could go infinity when you got this many people and that much money.
Explain real quick what gamma squeezing is so people can understand. So, because there's 2 different types of squeezes, we want to be clear about that.
The gamma squeeze comes from the options, and a lot of options, if they go in the money, and like we defeated Max Payne by 25 cents. We typically don't beat Max Payne. We usually get stuck inside that little box. When we did, what it did was brought in a bunch of options that had to be covered on Monday, Tuesday. So we got to feel that nice little rip from that little win. And if this win that we got here creates a rollover into next week, we'll feel the same effect on the following week. And that's what you call a gamma ramp. The gamma squeeze is where it just keeps happening. You can almost kind of bet on it. And it just gets worse and worse. Well, bigger and bigger. I can't say worse because that sounds negative. But it gets bigger and bigger to where you just kind of start launching right up. And that's pretty much the gamma squeeze.
Right. Which is going to continue to happen. We're going to have gamma squeezes. I think
5.
What'd you say, Ms. Harris?
Sammy, he's in the chat and he's in the space call. I'm letting him know I can send him the direct message and stuff with it. He can join to be a member. He wants to be a member. So I'm letting him know I can send him the link right now to himself if he likes.
Okay.
Mediocre. Go
Sammy,
ahead.
she's going to hook you up with the information to become a member.
So what I was trying to say is, as long as we keep making options plays, or whoever's doing it, I don't know. You don't have to buy options, but people buy options. That's pushing the stock price up based on the gamma ramp that he's talking about. So as long as we keep that gamma ramp going, we're going to keep climbing up and up. But if it dies off, we pull back. We have to restart the gamma ramp, but we can always restart that until the squeeze happens. They have not covered their shares. So
Right.
gamma ramp, gamma squeeze is options related. The squeeze is stock related. So it's two different things. I hope that makes sense to people who don't understand.
That was well explained, man. Well explained. I'm seeing a lot of messages saying that Lube said that from New York about the squeeze.
Good. I'll make a video about that, bashing him again for being an idiot. Like that guy is like non-technical analysis I've ever seen, and he's misleading so many people to get screwed. I'll check into it before I make a video, though.
Lube will never learn.
Well, he doesn't even get his normal facts right. Like his DD is always off, and his technical analysis is off. So let me write that down.
On that, but I just wanted to answer that.
If they can't show you a chart and kind of explain to you what's going on the chart, I don't really think that people should be watching them. Just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. So the Stockgrid says, why are they not covering the calls on AMC? They just FTD'd them, Froggy, right? They FTD'd a small portion of them. They did cover a good chunk of them. As you can see, we had a run up from it. So yeah, they're definitely playing games with the calls. I don't think they're delta hedging any of them, just because like I've been following this for so long, ever since June. Delta hedging is a normal thing they do for hedging for your calls and your puts, and I think they completely stopped doing it. They make it wait until the following week, and then they hedge them then. So you're going to get more violent movement on a Monday and Tuesday.
Brian McCarthy, I would say I don't really cancel anybody. What people do, if they choose to do that, go ahead. But I don't personally do that. I just let them speak and look like fools if that's what they want to do, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I just rather give accurate information.
Question here.
Say something to HR. Everything that I'm doing in the chat, you repeat me. You're doing it because he doesn't like the membership links. He doesn't like the like links. He doesn't like any of that. So I think you may be in the wrong chat, HR, because you don't like any of those links. And you're trying to be funny and recopying, talking about what am I doing. If you don't like the links, like I said, you don't have to read them. You don't have to look at them. You will be banned if you continue to be funny about it. Thank you, HR.
Yes.
Definitely
Froggy.
no to disrespect people in this chat. You'll get banned quick. If I catch it, you won't get a warning.
Froggy, grab Jeffrey A's chat. It's basically the same one as Stephen Lord's here. We'll answer them two together.
He's a good guy. That's a good guy right there.
His question is basically about options, and basically if they're bad for AMC stock price or good or whatever is really what his question was. And Stephen's question is, are they safe? And I would say, if you know how to play options, they're fairly safe, but they're a much higher risk than owning a stock is, right? That's the bottom line. Like if you own an option, it's just a contract. If it expires, it's useless. You see what I'm saying? You don't have nothing for your money. If you buy a stock, you actually own something, right? And so, as far as are options bad for AMC, in my opinion, no, right? People play options every day. But the reason why we're running up now is a lot to do with technical analysis. People are looking at technical analysis and they're playing options based off of technical analysis, which creates a gamma ramp, which drives the stock price up. That's my opinion in it. If you guys want to speak to both of those issues, it'd be great.
Awesome. I like it.
No, yeah. The only thing I'm going to say about the calls is like make sure you give yourself enough time because theta decay kills you, and don't do YOLO stuff. I hate seeing people betting way out there. They set traps for you by opening up all the calls that are like in the 60s and 70s for a stock that's trading in like just under 30. They do that on purpose to trick people into diluting themselves. And when you do that, you don't put that pressure on that money line. And if you're not sitting just outside the money line, how are you supposed to go and make a difference? You know, you're so far away, they don't have to hedge for you. So you don't really grant any leverage to the stock. So if you buy just outside the money and it moves $1, then they're supposed to hedge for you. But if it when Friday rolls around, if you're still in the money, then they have to hedge for you, and you actually can help out. A lot of people get smoked because they go too far away from strike. So safest place is in the money. Way to make a little bit more money is just outside the money. I wouldn't play too much further than that because the pros don't go all the way out there either. They usually stay pretty close, and that's just
No, that's
because they
gambling.
yeah they stay close because they know what when they place their option that it's used as leverage as well. You want to get the benefit of like actual purchasing power. I mean that's pretty much it. I mean, if you're going to buy, we'll say like $1 million worth of call options, if you buy them in the 60s, they're not going to hedge for any. If you buy them all in the money, they're going to have to hedge for those. So there's a big difference. And the hedging is what makes the price get forced up.
I mean, I agree. I think that options can be good, but I think if you're going to mess with options, you should know what you're doing when you're playing with options 100%.
Dr. Zeno says, are the market makers and hedge crooks trying to drop it back down to max pain range? I would believe so. 100%. Let me pull AMC back up just so we can check it. We're still sitting at 25.10. And max pain is 26.50. So we're right at max pain. So, I mean, they could kind of just hold us down here for the rest of the week. And they technically win, but the 25s and 26s were already picked up. So the money was already made. And that's the one I was looking for. I did save it. So let me see. Looks like it still wants to continue upward to 477. I wouldn't pick any wild numbers up there like 477 just because like let me pull it up here real quick so you can see. The reason why I use this indicator here with the blue lines, it limits you into thinking wild and crazy. So as you can see here, it's already got a sell check mark on it at what is that, 461.42. So typically when you get a sell check mark, usually it tries to come down a little bit. So I don't see 177 being possible. I mean, yeah, there's a line that you can get to, but you don't have enough volume or cash flow, and things aren't playing out just right so you can get that momentum. But as long as they keep pumping money into the market, I mean, definitely could be wrong because just when we thought you could put puts on the SPY, they put money in it and drive it back up. So
They constricted that today, though. They
yeah,
didn't dump the money into it.
that's an indicator I need right there. Keep an eye on the Fed putting money in the system.
Exactly. They didn't do it today. I know that.
That saved you a lot of money. Did they trigger today? Yeah, any 10% movement triggers the SR. So we definitely hit it.
Didn't we find out that doesn't make a difference?
Market maker can still short exempt, I think.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's what we just found out, that they can still short exempt even on.
It's only on the
circuit
threshold
breakers.
list. Do they have to stop?
With failure to delivers, right? They can do it or something like that. I forgot what the whole thing was about.
Well, the short exempt is FTDs. So when they go onto the threshold list, they can't create no more of those. That's because they got too many of them, and somehow they've been able to bury them. So
Yeah. So I don't think it really affects the stock, to be honest. That's just my opinion.
the question here is, are we headed back down? Well, we're going to be retesting a support line. Well, we came through the descending level of resistance. We're going to see if it acts as a support. Even though towards the end of the day, we kind of sold off. They always do that little trick at the end of the day. So if we pop back up in the morning, we got kids yelling in the background.
I heard it.
If we can get back to 26.75, then we'll be using that line for support.
Yeah, I see that too. We're going to come down to a support and determine what way it's going to go for sure. It's, but ultimately we're going up. It may pull back, but it's a non-issue in my opinion.
That's normal. That's normal.
Exactly.
You get used to it after you trade for a while, but I know a lot of people are newer. It's just something that you just accept. Needs to build up more momentum and speed.
The stock has ebbs and flows. It goes like this, up, down, up, down. You know what I mean? Even intraday, even it makes smaller ones up, down. You know what I mean? The stock price is constantly moving, right? That's a liquid market. That's what we want. We want a liquid market. If it's not liquid, it's just going to
stale.
Yeah, just going to barcode, and you're not going to get any movement out of it. You're not going to make any money. So, you need the stock price to move. There's winners and there's losers. That's a sad thing to say. But once you get used to that movement, you're going to understand it and be able to see it on technical analysis. It's going to help you in the end.
You nailed that. That was a good.
Robert says, "What happened to Froggy? I thought you said AMC was mooning." Trust me, we're in the ramp phase right now. If you look right here, we got the weekly gold cross, and as the money continues to pump in, it's only good for us. So. Actually, you can see they shorted it back down pretty good today. They attacked it. But
I'm worried for some of these people if they stress out on this, man.
Yeah.
Like
we're on a positive trend. You can see on this chart here a very clean W bottom right here. And you can see that we're actually coming back up the way it's supposed to. We broke the neckline down here, and we're working our way back up this low elevator here to the top. So with the weekly going gold cross, I mean, all it is just a matter of how many weeks until it gets back up there. So we're in a positive direction, not a negative.
The SPY slow bled all day until end of day pretty much, and then it ran up. And same thing with AMC. They're correlated together basically right now. Did you guys see that?
We're on our way. I was kind of worried we were going to rip much quicker, but because I kind of like the slow movement just because people don't panic and stuff like that. It would be nice to see a nice clean squeeze where it just kind of slowly goes up and nobody's panicking and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But they're going to make us panic anyways. I mean, you're going to see like a spike up and a spike down like you just seen yesterday.
Well, you always see the dip before the rip, but I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's where that terminology came from. You always have pull downs before it hammers up on pretty much everything. That's just how it works. That's just how the stock works, right? But I know some can see it different than others. Everybody sees it different, which nobody is really wrong. It's just how you concept it.
With that being said, I'll show you this part of the chart. This is the last time we broke out. We did the same thing. We came off a W bottom into a breakout. It went up and consolidated. It went back down. That's that last dip. And then it started spiking up. I'm not saying that's exactly where we're at, but I'm going to go and make a bar pattern of it just so we can compare it. And then we zoom out here.
Hey, Froggy, Dr. Zeno got a good question, man, in the chat, YouTube chat.
I'll get him here in a second.
Yeah, he's pretty smart. I like his style. He's got some good questions.
pretty close to the same pattern. I mean, typically you get a single neckline, you don't get a double neck. So, I mean, this is just kind of a weird looking pattern, but you get the idea on it. Let me see if I can draw it up right here. But roughly, that's about what it looks like. Now, we're actually pulling back. This is obviously not going to be drawn in perfect, but it gives you an idea of how the pattern works. It's pulling back right now, going into this little dip, and then it goes into it could be going into the rip, which would be, I mean, insanely awesome. I'm not saying that's exactly how it's going to go, but typically when you get a breakout, you do get a run up. So,
where'd you get that template from? What are you using that those candlesticks? What's that off of that template that you just had in pushing onto the?
It's a bar pattern over here.
Okay.
You just
Okay.
copied
One
it.
point to the next. And then you just,
I've never seen that before like that.
yeah,
You can use that with the Volkswagen squeeze, right? Because could you use that on my video and just pull it off? I just want a template of that, of the run-ups.
Yeah, you can. That's exactly what you can do.
No way. Oh, that's huge. That could be, I could turn that into something. I'm not saying they're identical, but wow.
Yeah, there's all
I've
kinds
never
of
seen
neat
that
stuff
before.
you can,
Learned something today.
all kinds of neat stuff you can do with it.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. I actually learned something today. That's good.
Todd says the 4 million shares loaned out today sure didn't help us. Yeah, where are they getting these 4 million shares that keep popping up? Thought they were supposed to be max utilization. They keep finding like millions.
Didn't Pantheon cover something? No,
Yeah, I think he did.
He did. I think Pantheon has a video on this explaining it all into detail, as that's how he does stuff. Awesome.
We need to get him on here to talk about some of that stuff that he talks about, because he does cover some pretty good stuff. But yeah, it's crazy. They just keep popping up with shares, even there's none left. New York guy doesn't use TA to make money. Yeah, the New York guy doesn't even use fax to make money. He uses YouTube. And that's it.
Well, he's not a YouTuber though. Remember?
Oh yeah, not a YouTuber. He
I
told
just
everybody he
told you
didn't make any
character.
money on YouTube. Next thing you know, you find out he's making like 200,000 a year.
That's just how he rolls.
I guess he hasn't been very honest from the jump, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Just check it right from there.
Well, here's something for you guys to think about. Who's the first person that actually was criticizing Adam Aaron and calling him popcorn? Lou.
I never thought about that.
He dropped his seed early, and then he kind of pecked away at it, made it get bigger and bigger, and now he's turned like a chunk of the community against Adam Aaron. That's just mental
He doesn't want it
manipulation.
to squeeze. He doesn't want it to squeeze.
No, I think he's trying to slow us down by being funny to pull us in so they can mislead us. Just like Blue Ice, they were all together trying to tell people it's a good idea to sell because it benefits you. I wonder how that worked for the people that listened.
Oh wow, yeah, especially now.
All these people are the reason why I started to come out and speak. That's why I touched base with Froggy about technical analysis, because it was driving me absolute crazy when I'm flipping through YouTube, because I like to watch videos too. I don't just do this. I also watch people. And I'm watching ridiculousness when people have no idea what's going on, and it drives me nuts. Like, you guys don't understand.
Yeah.
That's why I started. It was really bad back when I started. There wasn't anybody out there to actually to talk to. I was all alone till some people surfaced. I think Tony was one of the first, and then Mass just hammered on it. I was like, whoa, man, that's cool, right? Every time I put something up, I'd just get squashed because I was by myself, right? I was up against hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. And yeah, like I said, it was 2 months after Trey and Matt launched, right? So,
I mean, I love Trey. Don't get me wrong. Trey's
I like
awesome.
him too.
Yeah, Trey's pretty good dude.
Yeah.
I wish he would have stuck around and helped a lot more while the price was going down instead of popping up after it's bouncing off the bottom.
This is what I tell people, and I know why nobody wants to give the bad news, right? Like, you can look at a chart and see there was no chance it was going to really recover with the way they were shorting it down, that we had to find a bottom, and we were moving so far away from indicators and stuff like that that bring it up. I know why he didn't want to report on that stuff. That's why he started doing other stuff to try and keep his community happy. And who wants to be a disappointment? That's just my take on it.
No, I watched some of his videos where he had emotional breakdowns on it, and he went, "These guys, I need to tell you this," and he has a heart. But you have to remember, like, he's one of the first, so he had a lot of weight on his shoulders. Like, that's huge. Plus his medical conditions. I feel for him, man. He's just one guy, right?
Yeah, and he has the weight of the community on him, even today.
Yeah,
got a lot of people that.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Here's one of the questions. It says, "So was the run to 34 a bull trap so the market maker could gain some more money?" Possibly. That's usually exactly how they work. They go up, they trick you into buying calls thinking it's ripping, and then they snap it back down, and then they go into a bear trap, then back up to a max pain. And I always say, in order to combat the funnel theory, which is the bull trap, bear trap, max pain, or vice versa, you always do the counter punch. You wait till they pull back on that bull trap or bear trap, and then bet the other direction, because that's how the market maker makes most of their money. And when they ripped it up and they pulled it back real quick, that was on purpose so you couldn't get out.
Yeah,
So
those people are trapped.
That's definitely a bull trap.
Yep. And that happens daily. They do that stuff all the time. There's nothing. But if you can see a chart, you can kind of see it's going to happen. Like I had a feeling that they were going to do something similar to this yesterday, and that's why I sounded the way I did, because there's just, I don't know. That's what they do.
You're a straight shooter, man. It's. I know what you're saying. You hesitate when you want to see something bad on the chart. Like, should I say? But I got to, because that's who I am. Yeah, I understand. I seen that yesterday. You just blasted it out. There's nothing wrong with it. But I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Froggy, which membership allows us to follow you during the MOAS? Anyone, doesn't matter which one. You just first level. I mean, that's good enough, and that gets you on Discord. Now, if this gets drawn out over a longer period of time, and I keep adding more information, and we start doing stuff, I think Discord, I think it's going to be for any member. I might even leave it open to the public, because I think I can block the channels off per tier, right? Mediocre trader.
Yes, I can help you with that.
I think I might just leave it open to the public and let people come in and out. And then certain channels that are important will either get kind of like in World of Warcraft, you're going to get different color coded tiers, cool. Green, blue, purple, and basically legendary, which is orange. So each channel is going to be labeled that same exact way too for access.
Are you letting creators come in there, like just free for all, like I've done, or because I want to join it, man. I want to support you, and I want to join it anyways. I
think. Oh yeah. I need to get you over there so I can turn you into a legend.
Well, thank you, man. You've always been a legend of mine. Right on, buddy. And mediocre too. Yeah, like that's dope, man.
I've been looking for your Discord, CS. Mine? I want to get over there. Yeah.
It's not. It's an app. It's private. It's not a Discord. It's a whole server we have. We own our own server. It's you have to see. Not a problem. You have to have a personal invite, and you're already invited on it. It's just I will stay afterwards and walk you through it, bro.
Okay? All right, cool.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. Because I'd like you to jump over on my Discord too.
It's already done. I'm in there, man.
Oh, really? I didn't even
know. Anybody that's in chat, please hit that like button, and if you can, share that video like on your Twitter or something at some place to get more eyes on this stuff, because it helps the promotion. Hey, Cam, here's one for you.
Yeah, I really like Jeffrey is on. He just joined the other day, and he was like, "Holy crew, you own all this, man! You have all this running for our movement and trying to help us." Yeah, I like I said, it is what it is. Once you got it in your blood, you got it in your blood helping. But yeah, the shills can definitely turn it around, a lot of the stuff, and they always put spins on. Even when you try to help somebody, I'm just taking it from my point of view, they'll spin it, right? That's what I'm saying. I was overloaded when I first started doing this, but now we got some decent people with backbones, right? And that's hard to find because money is just, it will turn people weird. Like, and yeah, and it is what it is, especially, I'm just going to reread this. I want to make sure to answer it. We're calling it scams. Yeah, it's been pretty quiet. I've noticed that. But it's, I'm just so used to it. But yeah, I did notice that, Jeffrey, and thank you for the charts that you sent me and all the stuff you've been helping out with. Thank you.
Yeah, make sure you read the question off because we do at Space Chat.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'll read it. Hey, Cam, funny how we are not hearing about anything from the shills that we're calling it a scam and rug pulling by AI. Yeah, I've seen a couple of YouTube channels go down with like 100,000 subs, and he was always against AMC. I don't see him anymore. But yeah, it's been quiet, my friend. And Money Fool and Zachary's Finance, I haven't been hearing anything at all from those guys. Have you guys been seeing any of the stuff they usually hammer on an AMC and that kind of stuff?
Not too bad. They've been speaking, but they're just chirping. They're not doing much.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Yeah, I forgot about Twitter. That you have to read it. They can't see it.
Well, I personally think we're not the only ones doing TA for everybody to see now.
Okay.
Trey's back doing it full time every day. You got some of the other guys. You got TMI doing it, STV doing it. There's a lot more people who are actually putting information out there. So it's kind of hard when we all kind of mesh with the same basic outcome. That means they've got to call all of us a liar at the same time. You know,
well,
the good thing is we got a technical analysis panel, so we can actually compare, and we're all pretty experienced. You look at it, like we have probably a lot of experience on this stuff too, so that kind of helps. So, I mean, when you pair all of us up, and like I said, we're going to be adding in some more people. We got AJ that's going to be coming on. I mean, he's not on right now because he's working. It would be nice to get Spence in here too. Just add more TA to the panel, so then we can, even check my work to make sure that I'm spot on.
Yeah, that's good.
He'll come in anytime because I retweet him every day now. He'll come in anytime, and I call him a partner. He likes that. He likes being a partner as well. So
yeah,
whatever you say, Froggy, whatever you say.
Yeah, definitely like to get him on here because I think it'd be kind of cool. TA is where the money's at.
Get Casey Shaw back here too, man. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's dope.
He said after 9 hours a day, it's tough for him to want to speak. He'd rather sit back and listen. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm only like part-time, and sometimes I feel like I talk a lot too. Stockgrid says, where do you see AMC going in the next couple of days? Cam, I'll let you start off on this one, and then mediocre trader.
Yeah, I'll answer that. I just have one question. Jackson, Mr. Hunter there, what is his specialty? What's his forte? What is he? Because you're friends with him, guy. A couple of you guys are.
He covers technical analysis, DD, pretty much anything AMC related, and he's just an all-around good dude. So it's like the perfect combination of greatness.
Okay, thank you, man. Where do you see? Okay, I'll read out. Where do you guys see AMC going in the next few days? Hopefully up, right? But yeah, I'm just gonna say on that, I do see a going at fractionals, but I think that this is just my opinion on this. Totally, I'm going out on left field on my opinion here. I say we need a little bit of consolidation to get a little bit more steam, and I think we're gonna have a push up by hopefully Friday. But I think tomorrow we're gonna have a little bit of hopefully not like today. But I think we need a little bit more consolidation to get back up to those levels. We're at a point right now. If you remember back when it went up before, we kept on tapping this level around this between this level and the 30. It's a really strong point. The 14 and the 30 are really, really tough areas. And just over past experience on this stock, like I have all my stuff saved. Like Froggy, I have trends lines from back like in last January, right? Not this January, last. So yeah, good question though on that.
Make sure you guys over in live chat, you Will Smith that like button. Likes are important.
So I would say to this question here, where do you guys see AMC going in the next days? I would say exactly what Cam said. I think it's going to consolidate a little, especially after they just kind of pushed us down a little bit today. And the reason is, and part of them doing that is to kind of scare retail to buy, right? So if they slow
Mhm.
down us to buy, the price just kind of trade sideways until everybody kind of starts buying again and gets confidence to move back up. If you want to look at it that way, that's generally behind the scenes type of stuff that they try to do that people don't realize that they're doing, but you can tell it kind of in the chart that that's what's going to happen, right? Nobody wants to be the first one to start buying above, you know what I mean? Because if it drops down more, then you go negative, and that's kind of what happens, I think, in people's accounts, and that's why it takes a little time and you need that consolidation period.
Deadly. Right on.
So it doesn't actually hurt to actually pull back a little bit when you do a nice little run up. Like we was at like 20, we popped all the way up to 30, and now we're pulling back.
Yeah.
You can see right here on the 30-minute, we got a double green check mark. I've never seen a double green check mark that close together. So I'm not sure if that's like a super positive or what that means, but because usually they're spaced out, and you can come across here and look. I mean, they space those things out. There's a double red, but they're kind of crushed in there. This is different. These are almost sitting on each other. So we'll find out tomorrow, like how powerful those two check marks are that are that close together. But I think it's going to end up popping back up and getting back to 27.
I just pulled my charts from like the beginning pretty much of this happening. And my horizontal trend lines, I just wanted to fact check my own self. I'd like to do that. Nailed it dead on 14, 15, and 30, 12. It took us 6 times to punch those lines. Okay. Usually this is a 3 to 4 play, tapping it. It took us a while. And we had a lot of volume back then. We were up like 500. Yeah, huge. And then she dipped and bripped, and it went up quite a bit. And then we had a consolidation in different levels. And then the next one's 40 to 28. I wouldn't use the fractionals, doesn't matter. Around the $40 range. I like to give a variant on that. That's another hard one. And then that's when it poof, 72. Okay. Then that was a little bit further down. There you guys go.
Here's a good question from OG Big Drip Bank Ape. So it's gamma squeeze MOAS. Pretty much it's like a gamma ramp into a squeeze, or like the gamma squeeze. You have to have a ramp up leading into it. And it's usually delta hedging that causes the gamma squeeze. So since they're not delta hedging and they're just kind of making it go into a gamma ramp, I mean, it's the same thing, but delayed. So you're going to see most of the work get done Monday, Tuesday, and then you're going to see a sell-off, or they're going to try to hold the price down on a Friday, but all the damage that was done Monday, Tuesday, which is forced in, will happen on Monday, Tuesday, and then you'll see the cool off. And if we can, like what happened last time, we exploded on Wednesday, and I think we ran up like 100% on the June run. So that's what we're looking for, is a big day to where they can't fight it back down, and it brings in a huge pile of options that have to be hedged the following week. Once you get that kind of an action, the only thing that they only have 2 choices: shut the whole thing down, or find some sort of way to like delay everything in order to have a chance. And yeah, shenanigans will happen after that.
We just had one halt in the 72 push, right? There was just that one halt, the 25-minute, right? If I can remember correctly.
I wasn't looking at the halt times. I was just looking at my money.
Yeah, no, I was too. I was like, holy crow. If I remember correctly, it was just a halt on the way up. We had that one stationary halt.
We might have had multiple halts in there.
I'm just trying to think what algorithm was running that day.
I don't know, because I wasn't really paying attention, because I thought it was going to go much higher, to be honest with you. I was kind of surprised.
I was waiting for it to go vertical like 400 real quick.
Yeah.
So I was shocked that it didn't continue going up.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was like giving her.
Ape Father's up to 36 videos today. I think something seriously wrong with him. Pretty sad. No,
Yeah.
he even tells you right up front he's an entertainer. He doesn't come off
Yeah.
saying I'm a TA guy or I'm gonna lead you to the water and feed you and all that stuff. He says I'm an entertainer. So as long as he's being entertaining, he's doing exactly what he said he's doing. And
He is funny
he's just
though.
having fun with it.
I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
He-
I don't like to hate on him. He has enough of that. Right.
yeah. I don't know if he means like bad in any which way. I think he just tries to be entertaining. I do like it when he tries to like cover a song and put a spin on the words and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's entertaining. 100%. Yeah.
Yep.
He can definitely play the piano and sing. He can carry him word better than I can.
Synthetic says, who's worse, the Ape Father or Lou? 100% Lou, because
Yeah.
Ape Father's not trying to like screw you over on the play.
What's the motive is the question.
For the board to she's up front, she would like to say something, I guess, to represent. You can speak anytime you want, Miss Wendy B.
Yeah, floor's yours.
I'm sorry, I'm cooking. I didn't mean to do that. I'm stepping back down. I'm sorry.
Oh,
What do we
you're fine.
have? Wait. Time out. What do we have?
I was gonna say the same thing.
Let her
Beef
speak.
roast with noodles.
That sounds good.
Sounds
I'd
good.
take that.
What time we eating?
All right. Sorry, guys.
You're fine.
And I'm aggravated. It was a shitty day.
Aw.
Yeah, it was a lot of
Okay,
red.
No worries.
Getting tired of it.
Yeah. Oh, I know the feeling.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to step back down and cook. Sorry.
All right, you're fine. Bobby, you're next.
That's funny. I love it.
Yeah, because of the cat thing that's coming up in April. Do you think that not the manipulation? Do you think the dark pools are easing up right now, currently?
Easing up? You mean like?
Easing. Oh, like
Dark pool activity. I'm sorry.
Oh, I would expect them to stay full force on trying to hold it down. Let me go double check and see what they had going on over there. I posted it last night. Like I wasn't going to make a video on AMC and GME, but when I started seeing the pop up in the dark pool, I was like, I got to report this because like they're the ones driving the price up. Now, if they continue to buy, which they probably didn't, they were probably the ones selling it. And that's why the price came back down. But what you're looking for is the internalization and the short exempt volume and stuff. They're still holding like mid 50s to like 55 to 58 on short volume. So they're definitely trying to hold it down. If the volume gets high enough, it breaks that algorithm to where it instead of doing 58%, it will do 38%. And once that happens, it messes the whole thing up when we run up.
It does. He's right. It loses vibrations. It slows down.
Now, I made a video on that from way back. It was called Glitch in the Matrix. And it showed where they were trying. Then all of a sudden, like the algorithm broke. And you could see by the number. And it went a couple of days like that. And that's what let us run up.
They're running out of steam. That works the dark pool, but the ladder attacks can actually, I've talked about this before, it actually can go against them. Like a negative can actually do a reversal. If the stock has a ton of volume coming in and they do a ladder high frequency trading, that can actually turn around and actually drive the price even faster up. But it won't work with dark pool. But it has to be a lot. Go ahead, bud.
Here's one for you. This is by Sarah. It says there would be no squeeze without options. You could technically do it with raw stock purchasing, but I think the options have to be there in order to get it to really explode. So as you notice, when DWAC didn't have options, it ran up like easily. So once the options came in, they were able to control it better. So once that happens, you have to play them right. And a lot of people weren't. They were thinking it was going to go mooning, so they bought all these options way out. So
Big B says, what is the status on Form PF SEC transparency rule?
you want to cover that, Cam?
It's still in negotiation. It's still it hasn't been approved. It's still sitting there limbo. There's a bunch of them sitting there pending. So it'll be all over everything. It'll be on the SEC's website when it's approved. Is that what he had? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't see it on the thing.
They took it down from commenting, but they didn't vote on it. So
okay, yeah, you guys will all know.
Yeah, they're slow at doing everything, so don't be surprised.
Kathy's asking, how did SNDL earnings go today, I guess?
Sundown.
What stock was that?
Sundown.
Oh, SNDL.
Sundown.
Never actually did look that one up to find out and see what happened with the earnings. So they
sitting at 73.54.
Yeah, well, they were supposed to post like a negative 0.3 of a penny, which is nothing, and they reported 0. So it was definitely positive, but not by very much. Revenue was estimated to come in at 13.18 million, and it came in at 13.44 million. So it was up like a fraction, like 2%. So nothing too wild and crazy. You're still waiting for legislation to go through to see if they can start making some good money.
Yeah, they are a very profitable company, and they've done some very good, purchases on other companies. Alcana, I think that Alcana deal is really good for them. But their problem is the same problem that AMC has, and their problem is that they have a massive float, and then on top of that, their price is below $1, so it's a lot easier to get hammered on.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah, they're a major government is buying for cancer. They're right into their biomedical products are like top end stuff. For cancer patients, the government uses majority of them. They have contracts up with them in Canada, so they make a lot of money like that. They got the market sealed on that aspect of it. Just so I know, because I tested some of it myself for my wife, and it's killer. The edible products.
I know nobody wants to hear this about Sundial, but Sundial has a very good chance to make it over $1. And this is the part you want to hear, but they have a very, very good chance to make it over $1. If they can move their earnings in August before the Alcana deal, or move the Alcana deal up or whatever they have to do, so that they can use both together, so that they can get above $1 for 10 days, I think then it'll be fine. But if not, they may have to go through a reverse split. That's the only downside I see. And I know it sucks, but hopefully that doesn't happen. But I think they can get above $1 and hold it for 10 days. Just that's what I think. You think they can?
Probably from the locksmith. Because I've been studying the market, trying to figure out where does the corruption begin. I don't believe our problems with the hedges. I think it's with the banks. Your thoughts, please.
No, the banks are part of the problem. Like, they should be lending that money out to the people instead of giving it to the hedge funds to make money, beating us with it. But the main problem, I think, is the SEC. They're not really going after bad people. They're just only doing their job because there's so many eyes on them. But they don't want to punish their future bosses. So they're basically standing down. And that's not good. They're letting the market maker go crazy. Hedge funds go crazy. And even Gary Gensler kind of admitted he's powerless, but it's either what Congress is the one that we need to be looking at, possibly at fixing the SEC, and they probably won't do nothing. So it's like, it's the stupidest chain of command ever. You think the SEC would have their own rules that they can make, but no, it's weird. Go ahead, Mediocre.
They're never going to give up their piggy bank. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, the more and more, here's the bigger problem that they're facing, and they're realizing it, and they're going to have to find a way out of it, is all of us, right? If everybody learns how the stock market actually works and trades it, it's a lot harder for them to take advantage of you. The way they take advantage of you is because nobody really understood how the stock market worked. I didn't understood up until a few years ago, So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, once you learn how the stock market's played, and you'll be good. But the fact of the matter is, if you think they're going to really do anything, I highly doubt it. You know, if that's their piggy bank, that's their bread and butter. They're not willing to give that up. But I agree that something should happen. I'm losing faith in a lot of things, to be honest. But not AMC. I'm going to hold, and they're going to end up covering.
Yeah, Cam's got to dip out here, so go ahead and say your closing here, Cam.
Thank you, mods. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this end on my side. I'm gonna keep the stream running on my channel for you guys. You can just stop in, chat, whatever. And I just wanted to say thank you, mods, and everything that you do. Like, you hold this together. You got some of the best mods out there. I know that. And I just wanted to say to go check out these other channels that obviously people from my channel. Go check out Froggy's and yeah, Mediocre Trader. Definitely check his channel out for sure. I've already just joking. Fact checked him. I'm just joking. I'm joking. I knew I could make you laugh because that's an inside thing. But yeah, for sure. Gets full support from CS Trades 101, the Wolf Pack, Wolf style. And I don't even really need to say that to the wolves out there. He's all over the server. Everybody's talking about him. So I love you guys, and I'll see you. I guess we have this planned for tomorrow there, brother?
Yep,
Froggy?
same time
Okay,
tomorrow.
cool. Okay, peace. Have a good night.
Yep, later, man.
Later, Cam. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what's your take on it? You actually think that? I'm curious what other people think seriously about, like, the SEC, Congress, the DOJ. Like, they all work together with, Ken Griffin, Larry Fink. Larry Fink is the one who really runs the world. If people don't know, that's BlackRock. But I mean, I don't know. Go ahead. I'm just curious what other people think if changes are actually going to happen. I mean, some changes aren't going to happen. Neither do I.
Trust or respect is earned, not given. So they have to do something to get respect or trust. So at this point, I haven't seen much of any benefit come to where this mess came to. This has been going on for over a year, and it's not been wrapped up, and nothing's been done about it. So just because they made a couple rules, we're still sitting here waiting. So it's like, are they doing their job? Not really. If they wanted to, they would have already taken care of stuff, but they wouldn't even admit to the buy button being taken away in their GameStop report. So I think they're just downplaying stuff. So if they admit that there's manipulation going on, class action lawsuits. They can't do that. They're protecting them. It's obvious.
Right, they're trying to sweep it under the rug. That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Yep.
They're gonna figure a way to get out of this thing, and and get us paid. I'm imagining that's the end goal, because if they don't pay us, it's far worse. I think, you know what I mean. It just proves that we don't really have a free market society. It's just not. So that's just my opinion.
Ms. Harris, you got a question?
Yes, I have one from Curtis. He says, Frosty, I'm new to the market, and I noticed on any given day when the market is green, it's red the next day on zero negative news. How is that possible? Your thoughts, please.
Well, when you get into certain stocks that are manipulated, they don't do what they would normally do. That's why when you're looking at patterns for AMC, I always go to the SPY and I figure out the direction, because you can't trust the points in AMC, and I figure out movement based upon SPY. So because anything that's under $50 billion, they're going to toy with it, and they're definitely toying with it. So when you get a run up for no reason, I mean, if there isn't a bunch of buying activity, then there's no reason for it. So you just assume bear or bull trap. If you see it dropping down for no reason, assume bear trap. They make those all the time to make money. So Bobby says, Will Smith that button. Yeah, definitely smack it a couple times.
Okay, this is from Pixie 68, just Froggy. I lost a tremendous amount of money on options. I can't get the swing of it. Can you teach how to trade options?
Well, options is basically the same as trading regular stock, except for you don't hold as long. You get in, you get your licks, and you get out. The longer you hold, the better chance you have of getting blown up. The most important thing is learning how to day trade so you can always be right on your entries. And once you do that, then you just go and apply leverage to it, and then you make your money, you hop out. So then you don't get smoked. There's a lot of things to teach with options. I do plan on getting into it, but I'm trying to do the basic stuff first, which is the charting. Then we're going to do patterns, then day trading, and then we'll go into options. So it's going to take me a little bit to get the whole training course thing lined up, but I'm going to try to get like one video out per day from here out until I get enough in there to at least get everybody up to speed. Because I thought about it before, I was going to teach like, one or two people a month. And then I noticed more people came in, and I'm like, I can repeat the same stuff over and over and over again. So I'll just make videos, and then I'll just have you watch the series, answer the questions that you might need to know, do a video call with you, make sure you're on point, and then we can go from there.
Yeah, because
So-
to be honest, options are pretty useless if you don't know direction, I think, right? If you go the wrong way in an option, you're gonna be in some serious trouble. So that's why you want to really learn technical analysis first, so you have an idea like when to enter, when to exit, because that's important.
Yep.
If you get in when the trend is going the other way, you're already red right away. And stop losses are important.
Yep.
Because
So
the question was, can you teach how to swing trade? I can't get the swing of it. Do you teach how to trade options? I'm sorry, Pixie. You corrected me. Teach how to trade options.
I will be here in the future here shortly. Hopefully by the end of next month, I'm hoping to start putting videos out on options.
Yeah, I think for me right now, I think I want to teach more about charting and then get into options trading, because I think that's where a lot of people, but you can learn options. It's not too difficult to learn if you have a good concept of trading already. You know what I mean? You could start to learn the options side of it, I guess. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you have to do the thing. But if you already know how to trade, then yeah, options. I mean, I'll answer questions that I can answer, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I play long puts and long calls. That's strictly really what I do. And I do the 1348 crossovers. That's really what I do. The crosses, whatever. But I use my MACD. I use all the stuff to make sure my trend is going my way. I'm in and I'm out. That's my basic strategy. So other than that, anybody could figure that out if you know long puts and long calls.
Yeah. So that's the goal, is to get a nice training plan made in videos. So if you want to be a gold member, which is your basic charting, your basic access to Discord, basically it allows you to follow along with everything. Did I say gold? I think it's platinum is the first one. Gold's the second level, which is $10, and that gives you more advanced stuff, so you can do basic like day trades and stuff, learning with the basic patterns. And then like the Diamond Series 1, obviously that's going to do more, and I'll probably put the options and stuff in there for now once they get to it, but I want to make sure that the people in the 25 is actually getting like the advanced trading stuff, so you get basically everything I do.
Pixie, I'm sorry. I will send that link to you, and you can have it to join the Discord. How long is the Discord open? Is it 5 more days or 6 more days that's free, Jeremy?
We were just discussing that before the show here. We can leave it free, and we can just set members only on certain channels. Like everybody can interact with everybody, so there's no restrictions. But when you want to go into certain trading channels and stuff like that, we'll make those available for certain members. Because I wouldn't really want to hold people out of there, but I do want to eventually, have members only channels in there. Hayden
So
says,
that's your question, Pixie. You can be, if you don't want to talk, you can DM me. You can DM me your answer.
Hayden says, if we beat Max Payne on Friday, do we repeat of the week next week? That's the plan. Kind of hoping we do beat Max Payne. I'd like to see it at 30 so we can guarantee the same run up. If they hold us right here, I'm not sure how much we'll get, but we'll obviously gain something, but I don't know how much it's going to be. So definitely have to beat Max Payne for another run up. What's your thoughts?
If we beat Max Payne Friday, will we do a repeat of the week next week? If we beat Max Payne, yeah, we're going to run up. I think so. You're going to get a gamma squeeze, right? What are we at right now for Max Payne? I haven't looked.
Plus or minus $1.50.
Yeah, so if you get above 26.50, that puts how many options are in the money? Does it say?
If we do get up to 27, it brings in only 22,000. So we kind of need to get up to about 29 in order to bring in a nice chunk for a nice rip.
Yeah.
So it depends on where we get to.
Yeah, because if we don't have
little spikes have like 25,000 calls.
Not saying that it can't happen, but we need to move up, and I think I kind of think we're going to go sideways a little bit, at least for a day or two. We'll see. It depends what happens tonight and after hours, what they do with their little algorithm stuff.
Warren says, "United we stand, divided we fall."
If we revisit last Friday, we came.
Go ahead. Bobby? He might have just cut out. Warren says United.
I was going to say, if we revisit last Friday, I believe we came a little bit shy of $30, right? So I'm thinking that the momentum should carry us to 30 this week, maybe. Hopefully, I don't know.
Hopefully, I'd like to see it pull up to 29.25, so then we can get excited for a big rip for next week.
I'd say if the indexes turn around from today and swing up in the after hours, and we go possibly green in the futures tonight, everything should continue up. I would think, but we had a down day, so we need to see what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Which way things are going to go. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay, I have those 3 people. I also did inbox you guys the link to the Discord, and I'm also putting the link to Discord in the chat. But I did inbox you guys and send it to you personally. Thank you.
Savvy says on Tony DiNaro's stream, he pointed out that the chart is the same pattern from the 72 run up. Yeah, so far it's starting to look that way. We got that breakout on the wedge. We're pulling back now. We're going to go into probably a dip and then another move up. Hopefully that next dip is going into the next rip. So, I mean, we obviously had volume. Let me see if it did kind of roll down. I think the volume died off a little bit before it started pumping.
Do you know what we're dipping to?
No, it's going to be tough to tell, but as you can see here, as it broke out of that wedge, it popped up with large volume. The volume died down like it was done, and then it spiked. So we could be going through the exact same thing, and it would be nice if that's exactly how it plays out.
Yes, it would be.
Okay, Don, he doesn't know what we're dipping to, so you got to play it by ear.
Well, we got to support it 23.50. Hopefully we don't need that one. We can get back up to that wedge, which is like, let me double check it here. Yeah.
Or we ask these type of questions in the Discord. Someone's asking me.
Can you ask those questions in the Discord?
Yeah, that's what she's asking.
Yeah, some of our legendaries are over there, so I mean, you could ask certain questions over there, but yeah, for right now, the support that we're gonna hopefully bounce back up to is 2650 roughly. So if we can get back up there, we'll be outside the wedge again, and that'll be a confirmation that we're still broke out, and we're waiting for that push back up. So. Can they halt the stock anytime they want, or does it have to be triggered? I mean, we halted right out the gate the other day. Yeah, that was just because of a volatile move is what happened there. They hit it. So they have to hit it in order to halt it.
I think what did it move? I'm not sure what it moved because I didn't really look, but did it move 20%? I think more than 20%, right?
10, I think.
Oh yeah, 10. It was after 9:30 because I think they could move 20% in the morning, right? First thing in the morning, without setting it.
Something like that. I think it's in the first 5 minutes or something like that. BG says, anyone think we're in some sort of a Wyckoff method? Technically, we just got out of the accumulation phase. We're going into the run-up, which is the distribution. But they don't have any shares to distribute, so we're going to go into a markup phase if it's right. And that's definitely good. Typically, if you're going to squeeze, every pullback is actually an accumulation phase. They go down to try to gather up shares, and that's pretty much it. Because they can't just keep buying up the order book. They'll never get all the shares.
And I would say, yes, Wyckoff is a real technical trading strategy, and it's been around for a long time. I'm not too familiar with that type of strategy. I have been looking at it. I watch Rico, but there's a lot more in the Wyckoff stuff than there is in what I do personally. I'll just put that out there. But yeah, the Wyckoff method is actually a technical analysis thing, and it's pretty accurate as well, to be honest. And you can Google Wyckoff, and it'll give you there's an image, and it tells you all that. What do they call it? A schematic? They call it a schematic. You could take that schematic and kind of look at what the chart's doing, and you can somewhat see where you are. And that's kind of what I do as far as Wyckoff goes, because I like the way that I trade personally. So, but no, Wyckoff is a real thing.
That's what I use actually, is the Wyckoff, and I pair it up with the 3 triangle system, the ABC, and it works out pretty much the same way. The Wyckoff's a tested and proven method. Yeah. So they've been using that for a long time.
You look at the schematic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't chart all the crazy stuff on the chart.
No, but it's still the same idea. You get the 2 dips down, which is your AB triangle. Your C actually makes your W or your bottom, and then it reverses trend and it goes back up, same exact way.
Yeah.
So.
May I ask, why do you call it Wycliffe?
Wyckoff, that's just a person who actually made that from back in like 1900s. So
I'm not relaying the question. She says, why do you call it Wycliffe? She said Cliff, CLIFF, but she says Wyckoff. Okay.
Yeah, it was made back in, I think, the 1900s by some sort of guy named Wyckoff for a last name.
Richard Wyckoff.
Yep, that's it.
Is the guy who invented it. Richard Wyckoff.
Here's a question by Alex Gamer Roblox. Says, do you think Ryan Cohen will buy more shares and try to hype it up again? Must be talking about GME. Who knows? He's got money. So, I mean, I don't think he has to buy any more shares. I think he's got that BBBY thing he's got to work on. So I'm expecting him to do something with that to go and kind of stir the pot a little bit more. Abdul says, Lou made a short explaining how he's going to explain what's happening with AMC's movement because he sees that no one on YouTube is covering it correctly. Your thoughts? Just if you watch all the videos that he just put out, like yesterday or like last night, everything that he did except for the first video, because he put it out while I was on live stream, everything we talked about in that live stream, Lou covered. So I thought it was kind of weird that, I mean, he's probably in here right now, but he does cover, he does follow a lot of YouTubers. And I mean, when you don't work and you're making YouTube videos, he's grabbing content from other people. Like I caught him doing New York Angelo and some other people. And that's what he does. He steals stuff from other people and acts like he's the one coming up with it. And it's usually within a couple hours later. Like we had a live stream here yesterday, same time, and he put out a video while I was live streaming, and that's the only video that had nothing to do with what I was talking about. Then inside that video, the next couple of videos, if you watch what he put out, you could tell everything came from our live stream. So obviously he's, I mean, I think he was talking about Miss Harrison there, talking about someone was, you know, praising Jesus, this and that. And I was like, he had to have been over here. It doesn't make any sense. Like, you know, but that's what he does. He'll never admit that he's taking content.
For me, I never put any stock in anything that he says anyways. I don't even pay no attention to him, to be honest with you. I have if the information ain't gonna help me, I got no use for it. You know what I mean? That's the fact. I like to surround myself with people who actually know what's going on, and so I don't make a mistake myself. That's kind of where I see it, to be honest.
Well,
The people that I mention are people who kind of actually know what's going on. You know what I mean? You know,
yeah.
I don't want to go through the list again, but there's a lot of them who know what's going on.
Yeah. If you're going to follow people, you might as well follow people that have the experience and stuff. And with us having this many brains in one channel, I mean, obviously he's going to want to follow us because, I mean, like you look at Boss Blunts has a think tank over there. I bet you he's following Boss Blunts around too, because when you got that many brains together, he's obviously going to go follow them because they're putting out content, like solid content. So, like, I mean, he's making money doing it. I can't blame him, but it's just funny when I go and talk about something during a live stream, and within like a couple hours later, he's putting out little videos, and I'm like, you know, he's done this before. Like when we were talking about, is it going to squeeze like Volkswagen or Tesla? Boom, the next day he popped up with a Volkswagen or Tesla squeeze, and I'm like, caught him again. You know, like nobody else was talking about the different types of squeezes. So, but at least that tells me that we must be on the right path if he's following behind us, like trying to pull content.
I want a Tesla-like squeeze. I'll tell you guys that up front. That's what I want.
I want a couple of Teslas from the squeeze.
Exactly, right?
Yeah. Hayden says you give Lou material to work with. Yeah, he just takes it and puts a spin on it and acts like he, you know, his contacts on the street. I guess we're from the street or something. But yeah, you watch as we get closer to the end on things, he'll probably be sitting right in the channel.
I noticed many TA guys who know what's going on lately have been doing the old ooh.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
I ain't gonna lie. I think everything that he does is funny, but I just don't want to see him screw people in the process. Like I like when he's doing all the funny, goofy, you know, it's all hilarious. So, I mean, I still watch it. I just don't give it any credibility for stock play material.
I stopped watching because I don't want to feed the beast. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't know. I don't hate them.
Man.
I don't hate anybody, to be honest with you. I'm not that kind of a guy. I just rather just do my own thing and try to help as many people as I can. That's my goal. Yeah, Elon definitely helps his stock. And Adam Aaron has kind of, in my opinion, stepped up to the plate and started helping the stock as well.
Here's a good one here by Tampa Bay Buckeye. says, have you seen the box top algos that Extreme Gains plots for AMC, GME, and SPY? I haven't exactly seen which direction he's picking, but he is pretty good at what he's doing. Like where we go over a quick covering of AMC, he actually goes and looks for the snake and he finds you a direction, and he puts a lot more effort into it. So I definitely give him credit, and he's pretty accurate on this stuff too.
Yeah, I don't watch him either, but I heard he's very accurate. I don't know
Yeah,
if that's true or not.
trying to get him to come on here so he can talk about like the way he does things and like what he stands for and stuff, because he's a really good guy, and it would be nice to have another TA guy as part of the panel.
Yeah, I heard he's very accurate. I did definitely hear that from somebody who actually watches him. I have seen a couple of his videos, but I never really. I don't have time to watch a ton of them, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna be upfront because that's the kind of guy I am. I clicked on his video. I never really watched him before, and I seen him doing his what he calls the snake algo thing, and I said, well, this ain't for me, and I kind of left. I didn't give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm just gonna put that out there. But I heard from other people that he's pretty accurate with what he does, so we'll go with that. I'm gonna find out.
I'll give you an example. There was he did a SPY call out where he said SPY was going to reverse and start going back up, and I was sitting on puts on it, and as soon as I seen it, I was like, oh, this is not good because he might be right. So I'm looking at it, trying to see if it's possible, and I noticed a couple other YouTubers drew up the exact same lines that he did, and they tried to act like it was their own stuff, but you know exactly where it came from. Extreme Gains was the first one to go and draw like an ascending level of support, and then all these other little YouTubers pop up and they're like, oh, look, SPY's going to go up. I'm like, yeah, they're watching Chuck. I mean, it was kind of obvious. And like I listen whenever he says something, I do listen to it because he is pretty good, but then I check it with the way I do it and try to see what's different. I mean, that's the best thing. We got TA guys. We can check each other to make sure we're coming up with the right way of doing it.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I was getting at, right? Like I didn't give him the benefit of the doubt when I was scrolling through YouTube. Like I never talked to the guy or any of that, you know. But a lot of that was because of what goes on with, you know, I hate saying names, but Lou and Blue Icy and stuff like that, right? And what's his name? Boston guy there. Those type of people, they like turn me off. You know what I mean? It's like, so if I think it's not accurate information, I skip off of it. And so you can bypass decent people that way, which I heard Extreme Gains has good content and is pretty accurate. Okay, that's saying something if you got people saying that's true, right? Like Trey is an accurate technical analysis trader. So if Trey said, I use Trey to check my own stuff, to be honest with you, and I have no problem saying that, right? He puts out technical analysis. I look at it and I say, okay, it's basically the same as what I do. You know, Trey uses different technicals, I think, than I use, but we come to the same conclusion. That's what Froggy and I do, and Cam and several others. It's just how we bounce information off. But yeah, I think that's a good thing. That's why I like Casey Shaw, because he's pretty smart and knows his stuff, you know. And I just leave it at that. Sometimes you can overlook people and not even know.
Yep, it's always nice to have someone double checking to make sure, because we can check each other. It makes it more accurate, I would think. So if we got 5 people and we're all picking the same direction, I mean, we're all good at it. So, I mean, that should give us confidence that we're in the right direction. And it's a good thing, because instead of getting one person's opinion and them being right like 80% of the time, you got all the other people saying, hey, do you see this? Check this out over here. Maybe you missed this. And that's exactly it. You know, it's always nice to double check. That's what we're looking for, is accuracy. And the group that we got pulled together here, I mean, it's pretty tight. Nobody else out there has a TA panel.
Froggy, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
With the Adam Aaron acquisition of HYMC, do you think he's trying to, of course, once we get the earnings report with the gold and silver, you think he's trying to break away from the shadows of the SPY? That's my question.
I don't know. I think AMC is going to break on its own. I mean, we've already bounced. The crazy part is that if the SPY does continue to rip, AMC is going to continue to rip. I think what we were figuring before was like a 4-to-1 ratio on movement. So if SPY moves 1%, AMC will move 4%. And that's just a ratio. It's not like a guarantee. But if SPY does go to new highs, I mean, so will AMC. So think about that for a second. There's a possibility of natural correlation. And then I think that right there would cause a squeeze. So I think that might be what we're looking for. I thought it was going to be a crash that would do it, but SPY running up might actually do it too. Time's running out for them. That's exactly what that is. They should have already tried to get out. Adam Aaron's going to be posting like another good quarter coming up here soon too. Because, I mean, Batman's been tearing it up. So, but I'm going to try to wrap things up here because we are kind of getting late. I got to get ready for Jackson Hunter in about 1 hour. So make sure you guys do check back here. I'll let Bobby and Miss Harris go ahead and wrap it up over there on the space call. Please hit that like button for you guys in chat. And go ahead, Bobby.
All I got, shout out to Avi. Let's make a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Mine is for everyone that's up in the space call. Do you mind going down there and chat and liking this YouTube, please? And we're still holding for that one individual, and you guys are holding for yourselves too. We all know that. And everyone that's in the chat, will you please hit the like and subscribe button? That shows how much you appreciate that he does for the channel. It just shows appreciation. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. And as for this, you guys want to become a member. I'm not just saying this because I want you to become a member. You know the price that you want. You know the target that you want. Froggy will be able to get you there with the Monday indicator. If you're not a member, you will not be able to ask them, have a short cover or be close to the short. You will not answer anyone's question if you're not a member. You will not be able to get on the channel unless you are a member. So you do want to join for those purposes. And there's more plays after AMC. And then, as my son would say, he says, all trying to leave house. Mom, buds up, we out. It's on you, Froggy. I'd like to, I appreciate you, mediocre trader. I really appreciate you, AJ, and CS Trade, and all the partners. Appreciate you guys. The One, the Hedge, Viper, Jordan, all those are in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Love you. Love you, love you, love you. I love each and every one of you guys. It's on you, Froggy.
Yeah, I want to thank the One and Hedgie for coming on in here. They do have a Ape radio thing that goes on at 7:30. So definitely check them out too. I'll let Mediocre Trader go ahead and do his closing, and I'll wrap things up.
And I want to say thank you, Ms. Harris, again. Thanks for all the mods and everybody in chat. And Froggy, thanks for having me on again. I appreciate it. And, you know, all I could say is to everybody, relax. We're going to get ups and downs, the ebbs and flow of the market. It's really, I don't think it's anything to worry about. I think we're in good shape. The shorts haven't covered, you know. You can check me out on YouTube. You can check me out on Discord. Check me out on Twitter. The link should be around. Mediocre Trader. You guys have a good night. Peace.
Yeah, thank you guys for all coming. I mean, everything's been coming together. We're getting bigger. We're adding more technical analysis guys. The reason why we're doing that is to make sure that we can get better data, because like having one eye on everything, it is distracting when you're a single YouTuber and you're trying to cover everything and not miss anything or make mistakes. So it's nice to have a co-host. So it gives me a chance to break away and do other things. Plus, it's nice having Bobby and Miss Harris because they also bring other questions, so I don't have to spend all that time reading. And it speeds up the process. I think it makes it more efficient. Plus, letting people come up and speak too, I think, is kind of fun because it's nice to actually hear from the people instead of just the YouTubers. So I think everything's working out very well. Now I'm going to try to bring in more people for interviews. We got Jackson Hunter tonight. We got Lion Trader tomorrow, and we should be getting AMC Bigums this weekend. So let me see if we can get them all pulled in. I'll post them ahead of time on Twitter so you guys know that they're coming. But we're going to get more people. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And if you do want to become a member, go ahead and sign up. The link is up in the top of the chat there. And I do offer video calls. If you do want to sign up for the Diamond member package, I do offer video calls so I can walk you through the training personally. So just in case you need that, let me know.
And I will DM you the link if you want, if you don't, if you want, when Froggy's not on, if you would like the link, because I see somebody just asked me for it in my DM. I don't mind sending any link, Discord, membership. I can send it to you if you wish. I'm sorry, Jeremy.
Oh, you're fine. Thank you guys for coming, and I'll see you in the Jackson Hunter interview. So have a good night, guys, and peace.